Masters feed U.S. Kawasaki support rider from JT Racing, Scott USA. He's got all the major sponsors behind him. From Popular Bluff, Montana. Boy, welcome here to the Northwest. Amateur racer Jackie Meadows. From Poplar Bluff, Montana. He'll join Oklahoma City racer on a Honda, Bobby Ecker from number 11. Valley Center, California racer Mike Ames, number 78C, and Ronnie Schoonover from Santee, California, number 48. No Northwest riders in this one. It is youth competition three-wheelers, 14 and 15-year-old racers in the 0 to 125cc modifieds. It will be three modified 125cc Kawasaki's up against one Honda. The Honda is Bobby Ecker. The leader, Jackie Meadows, U.S. Team Green support rider from the Kawasaki Motors. Jackie Meadows, Mike Ames, Ronnie Schoonover, and Bobby Ecker. Honda goes fourth into this heat. (14 and 15 years of age in the youth competition for this class. 125cc modified ATVs, and this guy is flying. Jackie Meadows from Popular Bluff, Montana. Not only is he a Kawasaki support Team Green racer, but he also boasts such major sponsors as JT Racing. JT Racing headline out of Troutdale, Oregon is where they're from. Scott USA, the manufacturers of goggles. Armstrong, Sidewinder Sprockets, Bel-Ray Motor Oil and Lubricants, Wiseco Pistons, CRF, Mitchell Wheels, and Tsubaki Chain. Number 1 ranked amateur youth rider in the nation for the 1985 season, Jackie Meadows, here in the Northwest for the first time, leads the number 8 qualifying race in the program. Mike Ames from Valley Center, California. Now Ames has some top dollar sponsors too. Maxima Oils, Scott Goggles, Daco Racing Fuels, O'Neill, Clem Racing, and Accessories Plus out of Valley Center. Ames is number 78C, a California number. Moving up now from 4th to 3rd is the Honda rider from Oklahoma City, Bobby Ecker, number 11. Ecker moving up. Ronnie Schoonover from Santee, California, moving back. He is in number 4 for positions. There are only 4 racers in the modified class. It's the number 8 race in the qualifying first half of the program. 9th race up next is four-wheel racing, your first quad race of the afternoon, 250cc's a modified race. Ooh, yeah, get ready for this one. Al Daly will be up next, John Nichols, Tom Freeze, Larry Sass, Steve Schoer, Keith Kessler, Ricky Graham, Dennis Randall, Gordon Speza, Brian Leonard, Greg Allington, and that's it. Now add in Tony Booth, it looks like. Now we'll see when they come up. Next race, first ATV four-wheel quad race of the program. Jackie Meadows is the leader. U.S. Kawasaki Team Green support rider. What that means is Kawasaki, all the local Kawasaki shops around the Northwest and all across the country. The Team Green managers in this particular district, Tim Casey is the Kawasaki representative here in the Northwest. But how that works is you get your machines for about $100 over cost. If you win local events and you do well on the amateur level, you get a parts bill. You get a parts credit at your local Kawasaki dealer. Now, this goes for motocross or ATV racing. It can be upwards of about $800 to $1,000 a year. Plus, I'm sure the local shop that you spend all your time buying your parts for is also going to give you an additional discount. So you get a dollar credit on parts and accessories, plus a super discount from the Kawasaki store, and a deal on the bike. So it works good. Works good for Kawasaki, and it works well for the amateur racers. Jackie Meadows from Montana leads race number 8. Kawasaki's go 1st and 2. The third place Honda, Bobby Ecker from Oklahoma City. Ecker out ahead of Ronnie Schoonover. He is 4th on this. We're midway through the laps. Race number 8. Jackie Meadows, a 3-year racer on the TVA circuit. And last year he came away in his district the #1 plate holder. I think you can see why. Meadows leads California racer Mike Ames right here. So Meadows and Ames move way out in front. The battle here between the 3rd and 4th place position racers. 3rd, the Honda, Bobby Ecker, and just behind him, number 48, Ronnie Schoonover from Santee, California. Meadows is flying. His teammates telling him, back it down, take it easy, save the equipment. You got a lot more laps to go and more motos here today. Day 1, the amateur afternoon of the Thurston County Off-Road Vehicle Park. 4th race on the Grand National Tour. Still no sign of that white flag. Laps to go here for the leader, Jackie Meadows. Easy one to follow. Poplar Bluff, Montana. Jackie Meadows presently leads the youth 3-wheeled 125cc modified class of competition. The age limit, 14 and 15 years of age. Amateurs, the day one, the qualifying and main events will all happen here this afternoon. Mike Ames is number 2 from Valley Center, California. Bobby Ecker, pretty safe in at the 3rd place position, and a tough break, couple laps back for Ronnie Schoonover to put him even further off pace for your leaders. Schoonover holds at 4th, Bobby Ecker in at 3rd right here on the Honda, and that's how they go around. Hey, tomorrow here at the Thurston County ORV Park, you're going to see for the first and probably the only time in the Pacific Northwest this year, the factory Big Gun Pro Riders. And currently a 3-way tie here for the overall 250 Pro point standings. You'll see Honda's Marty Hart, Kawasaki Takati racer Jimmy White, John Neary will be here, and of course Gary Denton. You'll even see a handful of some really, really Top Gun privateer riders too. And on the Grand National Tour, well, the season opened at Raleigh, North Carolina. Earlier in the year, the pro competition was won by the first race of the year on the Grand National Circuit. Kawasaki's Takati racer Jimmy White came away the winner. Rod Gentry winning the quad competition in the pros for the four-wheelers. Dan Hamilton winning the Odyssey Racing. Steve Mendenhall, who scored a super victory down in Boyd, Texas here 2 weeks ago. He won the 200cc class that weekend. Gillette in the four-stroke. Odyssey winner Michael Hicks, quad pro winner, of course, Rod Gentry, and Odyssey pro winner Danny Hamilton. The season opened in Raleigh, North Carolina. From there, it was 48 hours of Portersville, California. Hot, hot, humid climate of racing. Honda's Marty Hart winning the 2nd round in Portersville. John Neary and Stevie Wright came away the big winners in Boyd, Texas at the Mike Kidd Crude Oil Ranch. Steve Mendenhall scored a victory, as did Gary Denton. 3 races have been completed on the Grand National Tour. The 4th one starts today and ends tomorrow with the pros. $6 is all it costs you to get in. That's not a bad deal. 5th, Eric Johnson. Kenny Garris, number 88. Tom Maritas, number 6W. Three are green, 3 are red, and the others are blue and white. Brian Musselman's number 23. Team support, Kawasaki racer Jackie Meadows and Bobby Ecker. Boy, this will be a super heat, and they get some ideal track conditions to go for it. Jackie Meadows. Meadows hot in at the number 2 spot. Jeff Newcomb from Glendale, Arizona is the leader. Jeff Newcomb from Glendale, Arizona leads Kawasaki TQS support rider. Jackie Meadows leads the Honda rider, number 96 from La Mirada, California. Number 96 is Jeffrey Wolf. Next in line, Brian Musselman and Tommy Maritis. Hold up the numbers 4 and 5 for position. Number 6. It's number 2W, the 6th place position, 14 years old. He was number 2 in the state for amateur points in 1985. Jason Phipps. Kawasaki's go 1 and 2. Jeff Newcomb, number 36. Leads Jackie Meadows. Now in fourth, the 11th, Oklahoma City, California. Ecker is number 4. Next in line behind Ecker from Auburn, Washington, Tom Maritis. Maritis is number 5. Jason Phipps, the little guy from Marriott's Honda. Phipps is number 7. 8 places back in the field in these set of triple jumps. He's number 333. That's Eric Johnson. Top of the reindeer jump, side by side, Kawasaki, Jackie Meadows, Jeff Newcomb. Newcomb still leads. His sponsor, All's Precision Racing, Lancer Leathers, and Brickyard Distributors. The KX, Glendale, Arizona. Newcomb and Meadows, Dyson at race number 10 in qualifying. Youth competition up to 15 years of age, 200cc modified. Now for Jeff Newcomb, a little fresher, his first laps out of this course. For Jackie Meadows, who has completed 8 already in a qualifying heat in the race that he won. This is his second moto of the afternoon. He'll put in before the day's over some 35 laps of competition. Side by side. Watch this one. Top of the reindeer jump. Meadows side by side with an inside corner pass, and he takes over the lead. Jackie Meadows leads Jeff Newcomb. Modified, liquid-cooled 125 Kawasaki's prepare. A Honda is third. He's running pretty much by himself. Jeffrey Wolf along the route of California. Third of a Honda. Again, Jeff Wolf, California, his hometown. There goes 1, 2, and 3. Now let's look at the fourth place position. Into the double triple jump. Bobby Decker, Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. Decker is number 11. He leads number 6. Tommy Meadows from Auburn, Washington. Tommy Meadows, pretty much what you call a local amateur privateer rider. Buys all his machines, buys all his equipment. His hometown. Meadows is number 5. Here's Jason Phipps, the young rider from Marriott Honda. He is currently in the number 6 position. The white and blue Powerall machine leads another white and blue. Eric Johnson from Shelton, number 333. Few paces back. Here's Brian Musselman having a tough lap. One of the really competitive young riders in the flag track. Motocross being so kind to Musselman today. Of the riders, we introduced all of them. Some of them may come up in race number 12 in the program. It looks like a little bit of confusion here. The ones that were printed, a couple of them not in this one. A couple of riders from the race 12 that are in this race. Could be some changes made after these were printed. Through the middle of the 1.1-mile raceway here at the Thurston County ORV Park. Back behind the gazebo out there in the infield goes the leader. Popular Bluff, Montana, the U.S. Team Green rider. Let's pace of this course. Little sponsors, Bell Ray, Armstrong, Sidewinder Sprocket, CRF, Mitchell Wheels, Sabaki rear chains. Kawasaki's for pair. Jackie Meadows leads Jeff Newcomb. White flag out in the hand of Coyote starter Steve Engelsfield. They've got the final lap to go. Number 96, Jeff Wolf. Right here, heading into the set of triples. He is third on this final lap to number 96 from La Mirada, California, Jeffrey Wolf. And now a lap down, number 23 is Brian Musselman from Auburn. And he is having some problems. Looks also like he's back into the pit with Eric Johnson, number 333. Last lap of round 2 for Bobby Ecker and Tommy Meadows. Jackie Meadows took the lead from Jeff Newcomb. 100 yards. They are down to the final 50. The race, the number 10 in qualifying, will be the second win of the day for Jackie Meadows. Outstanding performance. Jack.
One of the best amateurs in the United States with us here this afternoon in Washington, Jackie Holshot Meadows. Jackie, winning 2 top titles last year. Was it a tough battle?
Yes, sir. There's a bunch of tough competition. It's pretty hard.
You run 3 classes. You got 2 national and 1 titles in the ATVA series last year. And again, this year, looking very good. You did well in Raleigh. At round number 2 in Porterville, you won. What happened in Texas in round number 3?
Well, I won the 125 youth and the 200 youth class, but then I hit the wall in the 200 amateur.
You did fight back, got a 2nd place in that main event?
No, I took 6th.
Now the point structure again, you look real good in the AATVA point structure this year.
Well, I'm winning the 125 youth and the 200 youth, but I'm running like 2nd in the 200 amateur class.
You're still aboard Kawasaki equipment here in 1986.
Yeah, they're being real good to us, supporting us and all.
Jackie, do you ever get tired of traveling? You're on the road constantly. Here in the summer, you'll be on the road probably for another month to hit all the AATVA series. Does it get tiring?
Yeah, it gets real tiring. It takes a lot of money to get there, too.
What happens when you get to a racetrack, though?
A lot of work trying to get the bikes together and working.
Who's your competition this afternoon?
Everybody.
There you go. Honest opinion from Jackie Holshot Meadows aboard Kawasaki.
Coming off heat number 1. Jackie, you were superb here in your first heat. How's the track?
Rough and dry.
How'd the Kawasaki run?
Great.
You really just dazzled the crowd out there. A great track for jumps. Is this your kind of track?
Yes, sir.
You got 2 more races. You got 3 more main events. So best of luck.
Thank you.
Here back in the pits of Washington, one of the all-time great three-wheel riders here, Jimmy White, Team Kawasaki. Jimmy, a great race in Raleigh. Let's talk about what happened.
Well, Raleigh was a real good track. It was rough. Had a little bit of everything where it took some talent to get around, whereas the last two nationals we've been at, it's been a smooth track, and not taking anything away from the people that won the smooth track stuff, but it doesn't take as much talent to, for your braking and for your throttle control and stuff for the smoother track stuff where Raleigh, does.
Again, winning round number 1 put you ahead in the points. Marty Hart capping off round 2, and then Steve Mendenhall taking round 3. There's first, second, and third for you. You're still right there in the thick of things like you are every year. But here today in Washington is a little different track. Is this your style?
Oh, there's no doubt. I like the rougher stuff a lot better. This is a much better track.
Again, you're still aboard the Kawasaki. You must be very happy with the product.
Oh, you bet. The Kawasaki's make nice three-wheelers. The suspension works real good. The 86 is a lot better than the 85 as far as suspension. And on a track like this, that's where it'll definitely shine.
Getting off your expertise here, but back in the support rider, Kawasaki has a great support program and it takes care of the Team Green program for the younger amateur riders here. We see more Kawasaki's out there in the youth classes and the amateur classes than they do Hondas.
Oh yeah, that's Kawasaki's always with their mini bike program, and everything. They've always been real good about that, and they're going into the same thing in their three-wheel program with the amateurs and coming out and helping anybody. It doesn't matter if you ride a Honda or whatever it is, they'll definitely help you. And it sells bikes, and it helps me look better. All the little kids. I come out here on amateur day where none of the Honda guys do, and it just definitely makes Kawasaki and myself look better.
Again, Bo, the most popular rider of the year, Jimmy White. Thanks, Jimmy.
Thank you.
One of the best amateurs in the United States with us here this afternoon in Washington, Jackie Holshot Meadows. Jackie, winning 2 top titles last year. Was it a tough battle?
Yes, sir. There's a bunch of tough competition. It's pretty hard.
You run 3 classes. You got 2 national and 1 titles in the ATVA series last year. And again, this year, looking very good. You did well in Raleigh. At round number 2 in Porterville, you won. What happened in Texas in round number 3?
Well, I won the 125 youth and the 200 youth class, but then I hit the wall in the 200 amateur.
You did fight back, got a 2nd place in that main event?
No, I took 6th.
Now the point structure again, you look real good in the AATVA point structure this year.
Well, I'm winning the 125 youth and the 200 youth, but I'm running 2nd in the 200 amateur class.
You're still aboard Kawasaki equipment here in 1986.
Yeah, they're being real good to us, supporting us and all.
Jackie, do you ever get tired of traveling? You're on the road constantly. Here in the summer, you'll be on the road probably for another month to hit all the AATVA series. Does it get tiring?
Yeah, it gets real tiring. It takes a lot of money to get there, too.
What happens when you get to a racetrack, though?
A lot of work trying to get the bikes together and working.
Who's your competition this afternoon?
Everybody.
There you go. Honest opinion from Jackie Holshot Meadows aboard Kawasaki. In the pits from the major sponsor, Team Honda, Stevie Rice. Stevie, leading the points in the Grand National Series. How's this year been going for you?
Well, this year's been going really good. I'm in the points lead right now. This is the 4th round of the Grand National Series here in Washington, and I'm 8 points ahead, and I feel really good.
Okay. The change from 3-wheel to 4-wheel, how did you go with that?
Well, Honda first approached me to jump off 3-wheelers to get on their new 4-tracks, and I've been doing really well so far. It's been kind of an uphill battle for me, but it takes a lot of hard work, and it's working pretty good right now.
Now, you're going to be spending some time up here in the Washington area. You got a riding school coming up in a couple days.
Yeah, we got a riding school the 8th, 9th, and 10th up here in Washington, and my school's been going really well so far.
It's only fitting you learn from the best. Stevie, best of luck today.
Thank you very much.
When you come, there's only 8 races like this in 1986, and when you come, you get the greats. And here's another one. Marty Hart, Team Honda, reigning national champion in the 250cc main event. Marty, you've taken a look at the track. Is it your kind of action out there?
I think so. I love this kind of track. It's motocross, it's rough, it shows who's in shape, and whose bike works the best. And this track gets really rough. It's got a lot of doubles and jumps and flyers, so I think it's going to be, to my advantage because I like this kind of track.
You're leading in the points again this year, but now you won in Porterville, round number 2. You had a little trouble in Raleigh, and again, 4th place in Texas. Is this a key race for you as far as putting some points ahead of you and Jimmy?
Yeah, every race in an 8-race series is a main race, but whenever you got a racetrack like this, I mean, the past racetracks, it seems like they were all smooth tracks. You know, they wasn't real rough, so anyone could win. But whenever you got a track like this, when you really got to be in shape and your bike's got to really work good, I think this is where I'll shine.
The major sponsor, Honda, of course, of the AATVA Grand Series. You've been with Honda a number of years. You've been reigning national champion a couple times, and you've won almost every major event in the United States. You must stay with Honda because it works for you.
Yes, I feel that Honda's got the best bike, of course, and the best combination. I have the best mechanic around, and I think when you put all that combination together, I mean, I work hard, my mechanic works hard, and the company works hard for me and for, you know, to put in their ATC market. You know, I think it's when you have a combination like that, you're guaranteed to win.
Besides you winning the event, who could take the win from Marty Hart today?
I don't think nobody right now. I mean, I want this one real bad because this is my kind of race. You know, they know that I go good on motocross tracks, and I think my only competition today would probably maybe be Steve Mendenhall because he goes good on motocross. He's from North Carolina, and they do a lot of motocross back there. But I think, you know, I don't think anyone's going to take this one with me.
There you go, reigning national champ 250 Pro Main, Marty Hart. Thank you, Marty.
Thank you.
To reserve that seat. Made of concrete. You should have brought a boat cushion with you. Track personnel, Coyote Racing employees, back to your positions, please. We have completed the first half of the program. It was qualifying motos, round number 1. Fourth race on the AATVA Grand National Circuit. For the amateurs, their day will end from now until 6 or 7 o'clock this evening as we complete one semi followed by the number. There will be 18 main events in the second half of this program. At only 16 years old, and when he was 15, Marty Betchert rode pay dirt 85 in the Tacoma Dome. He has been one of the finest young riders here in the Northwest. Son of Frank Betchert, the logging truck driver, and Marty comes up, maybe not in this heat. We're looking at numbers. Oh, well, they surprised us on entry list. I had hoped the youngster from our hometown would be in this semi-main event, but he does not come up. His number was on that list. We'll run without him. A semi in 250 Pro. The leader, Dave Hawkeye Hawks from Sherwood, Oregon on the Honda. Comes through the set to doubles first. Behind him, number 36. This is a semi-main event. James Lindley out of Meade, Washington. Lindley also on a Honda. Only the top 4 positions will advance them into the main event. For the others, it's load them up, pack them into the trailer, be a spectator for the rest of the day. So that one Ducati that we see in the race is number 89. And for the numbers on our sign-up sheets all the way through, here it is, right here to the bottom. From Indiana, Oregon, number 89 is Robert Stormer in this qualifying event, semi-qualifier. So 2 Hondas to lead. The third place position is a Ducati with Robert Stormer. Fourth is Dean Frankenhauser on the Tiger ATV. CR250R Hondas, lead setters in this one. 250R Hondas, by the way, a little different than some of the others. They run 6-speed gearbox. And speaking of gears, he misses a couple of them right here. James Lindley from Meade, Oregon. Let's see who comes up first. Second lap complete, semi-main event. The 71 is the leader, Dave Hawkeye Hawks from Sherwood, Oregon. Right behind him in second is James Lindley. The Kawasaki is Robert Stormer up third on the Takati. 1985 vintage for the KX250T. No, make it an 86. There's Dean Frankenhauser. Now the Rotax motor, well, unlike the Hondas, the Rotax motor Tiger with the Can-Am 250 liquid cooler runs a 5-speed transmission. So do the Ducatis. The Honda's got 6 gears and a lot of Pro Link suspension. Honda's set the pace. Dave Hawkeye Hawks is the leader. James Lindley right behind him, less than 10 feet separate, first and second place positions. You're back 50, 60 yards for the Kawasaki racer. Robert Stormer from Indaha, Oregon, number 89, and 4 places back is Dean Frankenhauser in the Tiger. We will take only those top 4 from this semi in to the 250 Amateur Pro main event this afternoon. It's scheduled race number 15 in the program. Up next, these racers should be readying for their main. Michael Carr, Dave Nichols, Lance Grummet, Danny Johnson, Mike Worthington, and Michael Zumwalt. 60cc stock quads in the 60 and 80cc class. Their main event is the next race, scheduled first actual main event in today's program. The AA TVA Grand National Tour, and a stop here in the Pacific Northwest. Seeing as how it's a national, they should stop here in the Northwest. The leader, new leader, James Lindley from Meade, Washington. Honda's prepare, and Lindley has put David Hawkeye back into the number 2 spot. Takati still third. Robert Stormer right here, number 89. Dean Frankenhauser is next in line, followed by Frankenhauser is 4th, the 5th place position racer. It's number 29, Warren Lindsay from Bothell, Washington. Lindsay also on a CR 250R, new 86 Honda. Those are the 5 riders. They'll take only 4 to that 250 Amateur Pro main event. When I say nationals, they should come to the Northwest. Why not? Gosh, we've hosted the NHRA, the Winston World Championship drag races in the form of the Fall Nationals and the famed 64 funny cars. The Seafair Coca-Cola Hydros, of course, make their classic debut on Lake Washington here in the Pacific Northwest. The NASCARs, the Grand National NASCAR circuit comes home to town to run with local pros like Derek Cope. Portland, the PIR facility, they run Grand Nationals, they run NASCARs, they run national drag races down in Portland. What other major events come to the Northwest? The International Trans-AMA for 9, 10, 11 years standing. The motocross has come to the Northwest. And of course, the Pro Motocross circuit annually in February stops in the Seattle Kingdom for the Supercross. Nationals everywhere. Best thing about the Pacific Northwest is we're so close to Canada. And I've yet to be a racetrack or a racing event where the greatest race fans of them all were not but the Canadians. On Calgary or Edmonton on a Tuesday or Wednesday night. That's right. They run motocross and drag racing in the middle of the week up there in Canada. They draw 30,000 people for just an average old Shirley Muldowney, John Scarlett's drag race. Jeepsters, they host national events right here at this little park. This is, though, the first outdoor Grand National. It is presented and promoted exclusively by Coyote Racing Enterprises. Our compliments to them as they also were the innovators and the promoters behind the Pay Dirt, the first ATV race in the Tacoma Dome here a year ago, back in 1985. Successes they have been, pretty much so. Good organization, good promoting, nice facilities. The sport's still in the growing stages of putting things together. Our weekend races, we run 160, 180 strong on Saturday nights at Rainier for the flat track racing. It is a lot of fun. You should come join us down on a Saturday night. They open the gates at 5 and the race is at 8. Little town of Rainier, Washington. We'll be back there next Saturday. This is the semi-main of the white flag lap. Your leaders in the pair of Hondas. The number 36 is James Lindley from Meade, Washington on the Honda. CR250R leads the Honda. Number 71, Dave Hawkeye Hawk from Sherwood, Oregon. Washington rider leads the Oregon racer, first and second. That'll place both of them into the main event. Deal here is you really don't have to win this one, and the riders probably know that. They'll kind of back it down, take it easy. It is getting hot and humid and dusty. They got to save themselves. They may run some 12-lap main events here in the second half of the program. To get into the main, you've got to finish 1, 2, 3, or 4. And Dean Frankenhauser, the Blue Tiger right here, he is presently running third. The Ducati of Robert Stormer has got to keep ahead at number 29. Warren Lindsay. So the battle in these final laps should be the Kawasaki and Lindsay. Now, look underneath the Ducati. Look real close right here. The Ducati's got one of two things, and I can see it right here. The caliper has broken off the top of the mounting plate for the rear disc brake, for the rear disc in the center of the axle, and it's hanging by the rubber line that holds the brake fluid, bouncing all around underneath the Kawasaki. Robert Stormer from Indaha, Oregon, is running in the number 4 position. Fourth will get him into the main event. He's running these final laps without a rear brake, and that caliper bouncing dangerously around the rear sprocket and the rear chain. He could get right in there and snap that chain right off of it. To win, number 36, James Lindley, is the winner on the Honda. It was a semi-main event. That puts him into the finals. Dave Hawkeye Hawks, number 71, also advances with that second-place finish. I would be real concerned about the Kawasaki right now, and he's dropped back to 5th right there. Look at it. So coming up, 32-year-old Dean Frankenhauser from Kent, Washington. Tiger ATV, he may be the only one eligible for any 86 Tiger contingency money here today, or certificates. Boy, he sure would. And he'll finish third. Dean Frankenhauser, the 4th place finisher. Oh, it is the Honda of Warren Lindsay. So the racer that doesn't make the amateur pro main event is Robert Stormer. Tough break. The Kawasaki, a wounded player. The 3 Hondas finish along with the Tiger ATV.
Tell me what's coming up next.
Semis are over. There weren't many. There was only one. Well, there are 18 races, actually 17. Count them down. They will all be main events. And to start off, the youngsters and the minis here in the second half. Here is Dave Sully. Where are you from? Bakersfield, California? Okay, Sully, nice to have you in the Northwest. Have fun.
Thank you, Richard. It is nice to be up in Northwest. This is my actual first time in the state of Washington or Oregon, anything north of Sacramento. And I love your state, let me tell you. It's beautiful. I love your decorator. He's awesome. Some great scenery, some great country, some great riders here at the 1986 AATVA Grand National, sponsored by Honda. And here's some of your future right here in front of you. This is the 60cc stock 711 3-wheeler. And I do believe we've got a couple 4-wheelers out there. We'll take a look. As they come down in front of you, they're down in the back 40 once again. Michael Zumwalt, Mike Worthington, Dan Johnson, Lance Grimmett, Dave Nichols, and Michael Carr scheduled to appear here in just a few short seconds. Now, Richard, he's not going away. He'll be falling back some more main events. Richard's eating Fritos right now, taking a short. We give him a 5-minute break. Richard knows the local riders out here, no doubt about it, doing a great, great job. Here comes your leader now. Look at this little guy out there. Man, he is giving it everything he got, and then a little bit more. Second place right behind him. There's the 2 3-wheelers. And again, we have some 4-wheelers out there, too. There's third place coming at you. Second, first and second, they're paired up. A good race happening at the little guys. These guys really move it. You can see the look in their face. They're very intent at this point. 61W, I believe, is your leader. That's Big Dan Johnson. Johnson has got some company, though, coming his way. Number 1, Mike Worthington from Raymond, Washington. Johnson sponsored by Puget Sound Yamaha. Number 7, Michael Carr from Princeton, Texas. Number 4, David Nichols. Tacoma, Washington is his hometown, and the 60cc stock quad. And of course, again, as Richard's been telling you all afternoon, come on out and see the pros tomorrow. We got a super program lined up, the main event, and I guarantee you it'll be much different than the heats, the qualifying heats. We're really going to get intense out here. As we right here, this is a perfect prime example of these guys really racing hard. The little guys with the little machines. This is a big wide course for them. But again, they are really, first and second, they're paired up. There's a great battle happening now. Third and fourth, the 2 4-wheelers out there, they're paired up and they're really dicing it up. Fifth place off the pace a little bit. But again, tomorrow, practice starts at 8. You really don't want to miss practice. And of course, racing starts at 10. The pro riders here, round number 4, the AATVA Grand National, sponsored by Honda, Oates Tires, Bel-Ray Lubricants, Simpson Helmets, Curtis Sparks Racing, and of course, Wiseco. In fact, Wiseco's having a hair scramble, or sponsoring a hair scramble right here at Thurston's ORV Park, July 13th. Also sponsored by Power, Oates Tires, Bel-Ray, and I do believe Coca-Cola's got a little bit to do with this. That's right. First and second, off the back 40, now coming at you now into the doubles. All riders up and riding very, very hard. The future of the sport looks good thanks to these very fine young riders. The Big D, Dan Johnson from Olympia, just down the road away. He's hanging on to it, really got it down, got the throttle hard and down where he's got some serious company. He's right behind him there in second place. Third and fourth, right in front of you at this point. 2 4-wheeled riders. Number 7, Mike Carr from Princeton, Texas. Sponsored by C&E Racing, Southwest ATV, Builders Marble Company. Number 4 in the 4th position, David Nichols from Tacoma, Washington, on the 60cc stock quad racer. Actually, 4-wheel Yamaha, actually. No change in the front 4 at this point. 5th place right in front of you. There's a little man out there doing an incredible job. Because this is really, for them, this would be a really rough track. It's a long track. These guys will have a nice nap this afternoon and will go to sleep early, Mom. I guarantee it after a day like this. Number 11 in 5th place, Michael Somewhat from Duval, Washington. Again, here's first and second in the front on the grandstands. Johnson, the man on the green helmet on the blue machine. He is still your leader, having a little bit of trouble. Second place is just haunting him at this point. And I know these little guys are having a lot of fun out there. Second place, again, Mike Worthington from Raymond, Washington. Third and fourth, here they come. They're paired up again. Number 4, he's in the 4th position, David Nichols. We have the silencer off the 250 semi. The man lost his silencer. We have it here at the tower. I'd like to pick it up. It was on the Kawasaki, we believe. And again, we have it down here in the tower if you'd like to pick it up. First and second, again, no change at this point. But it's a good race. It's a tight race. And then third and fourth. Again, no change, but again, a very close race. Number 11 in the 5th position, Mike Simwak from Duval, Washington. These guys have got it flying. They're on the final lap. Your leader now trying to get around the slower traffic, and he does so on the outside of the track. Uh-oh, second place. I think he stalled the motor. Rolls backward. He's still on. He's going to fire back up. I love these guys. He didn't miss a beat. Number 1, he had the motor stalled on him. That's Mike Worthington from Raymond, Washington. And he just calmly, he just cranked her back up. He says, I'm still back into this program. He loses some precious yardage, but he's still in second place. Here's third and fourth now, coming into the straightaway in front of the grandstands, the 4-wheel division. We combine all the little guys here together. Losing one rolling it over, then into the back 40. And of course, Flagman to there immediately, and he is up. He's all right, Mom. He's back on the machine, and he's still back into the main event here this afternoon. In the Northwest. Boy, I like the way that sounds. Some good-looking country and a good-looking race this afternoon. Let's give this little guy a big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. Big Dan Johnson takes it home. These guys riding tough. They're riding hard again. I love them. Future of the sport looks very good. This will be number 1, Mike Worthington from Raymond, Washington. He got himself second place. Very nicely done. Third and fourth, they're back into the back 40 again. Hey, relax this weekend by tackling some tough off-road terrain. We've got a lot of it here in this beautiful off-road park. It's a pure pleasure with a Honda Odyssey 350. The fun begins with the minute you climb into the Odyssey and strap yourself in. Test the operating controls, wait for the right, waiting right at your fingertips. Just a touch of the button fires up a powerful 2-stroke engine. Slide the gear selector into forward, punch the thumb, and you're gone. The Honda Odyssey. It'll turn a relaxing weekend into a real kick in the pants. And for the best of safety equipment is for you. Whenever you ride, please be careful, get qualified training, read your owner's manual for sure, and always, always wear a protective helmet. Wear a helmet, eye protection, the whole thing, as much as you can get. And of course, never drink and ride. Well, that's suicide is what that is. never ride on the pavement. This is some fine tips from our sponsor today, Honda, American Honda. And of course, up here in Olympia, Washington, July 8th, 9th, and 10th, don't forget Steve Wright. Now, Stevie Wright will be out here tomorrow running on the 4 tracks as the next main event, already off and running, the ladies division. And July 8th, 9th, and 10th, Stevie Wright, ATV Riding and Safety School. The ladies coming at you, number 1, Heidi Deck. Also in here, Pam Lachlan, Christy Westergaard. And I do have a 4th one, and I believe that's going to be Dina Blythe. National number 1 in 1985, the AATVA Series, Heidi Deck, smoking out of the turn. In second, I got to believe that might be Westergaard, Blythe in third. 0-2 is Pam Lachlan from Grants Pass, Oregon. She's on a power roll, no doubt about a finish line. White Custom Loaders is our sponsor. And right behind her, you got Dina Blythe from Blythe, California. But your leader from Florida on a Kawasaki support team, Team Green out there. The lady doing it, 15 years old, Heidi Deck, national number 1 again in the 1985 AATVA Series. Heidi Deck and Dina Blythe, in fact, all 4 of these girls, I imagine, have raced from time to time. As again, look at second and third, paired off nicely. A little war happening out there for second and third, and into the back 40 they go. Third place rider on the outside, can't make the move. Whoop. Second place on the high side, hangs on to second place very nicely. Heidi Deck off and in the lead, paired up for second and third now at this point. And again, on that big high berm out there, they disappear briefly. They'll come out. Here they come, and I do believe we might have a change for second and third. We'll check some numbers as they come down in front of you. It was a third-place rider. One of the ladies out there making a bid in for second, and now got her eyes on only one thing, that mean green Kawasaki out there, blowing them all away. Number 1, Heidi Deck. From Winter Haven, Florida, making a long drive. And they'll compete in all 8 races of the AATVA Series for sure. I imagine Dina Blythe and the other ladies here. We got some locals, Grants Pass, Oregon, Pam Lachlan, and Christy Westergaard from Tacoma, Washington. Heidi Deck is the leader. Dina Blythe, that's the lady in second place. Lachlan in for third, and Christy Westergaard from Tacoma, Washington in for 4th place. We're going to see a great race here between first and second place. They have raced together time and time again. And this is always a challenge here. 2 of the best ladies around, Heidi Deck and Dina Blythe. Dina Blythe in the California Indoor Championships in San Francisco, which was performed at the Cow Palace, was winning her heat until the final lap, half a lap to go. The radiator hose, or the water leaked out of the radiator, and she could not start it. She pushed it to the finish line, trying to hang on to the lead. And there was one big hill at the start-finish line, similar to what we have here, only it was much taller, and she could not get it over the hill. And it took a lot of guts for her to do that, but she came back in the main event and did quite well. Heidi Deck still your leader at this point. Second, third, and fourth, spaced off beautifully here. Change at this point. Here are the 4 ladies running in the women's division of the ATVA Grand National round number 4. Sponsored by Honda, of course, Bel-Ray, Simpson helmet, and of course Wiseco makes those Wiseco pistons a great part from out here. First and second, well in front of third and fourth. Third and fourth, they've closed up the gap a little bit here. Again, Deck and Blythe. A classic matchup. Anywhere you go, you're going to find this matchup here. World-class women here in front of you this afternoon. They're on the final lap. The question is, can Heidi Deck, the little 15-year-old, hang on to it with the likes of Dina Blythe from Blythe, California, a superior rider, a great rider, both of them very good riders. Again, some of the best in the nation here with you this afternoon. And Dina Blythe again has closed up the ground again on Heidi Deck. Into the final lap. The ladies, the national ladies here this afternoon again. Third and fourth, Pam Lachlan from Grants Pass, Oregon. Sponsored by Powroll, Finish Line, White's Custom Loaders, Plywood Country Incorporated, and then Christy Westergaard from Tacoma, Washington. But back into first and second we go. They're into the back 40. And again, Blythe not more than 10 feet away from Heidi Deck. Heidi Deck, she knows where Dina is. She knows where the second place rider is. And Heidi's going to give it everything she got. She knows it on the final lap. Again, it's been a tough road for her, a tough day as all the riders running on this great course. Of course, very, very challenging. And they're flying over there. So does Dina Blythe. These ladies really putting on a stellar performance. Deck going down a little hard on the front tire, but she's still okay. Blythe right behind her there, now 5 feet. Separates first and second place. This might be a photo finish. Blythe fighting on the inside. Not going to happen. Number 1, the Mean Green Team. Kawasaki is still your leader. Now looking for one thing, the checker flag. Ladies and gentlemen, the women's division, the main event, AATVA Grand National, number 1 for Florida, Deck. Dina Blythe in for second. 1 and 2. Dina Blythe from Blythe, California in for second place. And of course, the little lady on the Kawasaki is your leader. Now back to third and fourth, as we're not done yet. No way, no how. Lachlan and Westergaard. Part of that famous Westergaard racing family out of Tacoma, Washington. Lachlan out of Grants Pass, Oregon. Number 02, Pam Lachlan. There, third place. Fourth place will be Christy Westergaard. About it. And we got the stocks. They let them go. We got 3 of them out there. Let's see who's running. Number 11, Tony Laban. Number 32, Bruce Calder. And number 234, Todd Mayer from Buckley, Washington. In fact, 3 of the Washington boys out there are going to show who's the best here this afternoon, this very beautiful afternoon here at Thurston Off-Road Park. Nobody really has the advantage at this point. First, second, third. Whoa, your leader almost got a sideways second place on the inside. The leader regains the control and the momentum of the Odyssey. Let's see what happens off the big hole. It's still the man in white out there, the man to beat by now. Second place has made up a lot of ground. Your leader, boy, a good square turn out there. Holds on to the inside. That's the short way around, and that's the way you want to go. Second place right there. Third place back off 10 feet. Again, anybody's program at this point. Stock Odysseys. We're looking at driver ability here. Look at second place come up wheel to wheel, side by side, and we got a leader change. Yes, we do. Number 11. Thank you, Tony Laban. From right down the road is your leader, 234. Todd Mayer was one who had the lead there until that point. And then again, number 32, Bruce Calder from Olympia, Washington. Heck, he's still in the program. He's still right there in third place. Stock Odysseys at their best. 3 Washington boys giving it everything they got and then some. As you can tell, these are unsuspended Odysseys. No shocks, nothing to absorb that brutal punishment they will get throughout the afternoon here on this track. Now again, the stock Odysseys, not much you do with a stock Odyssey. There's a lot of rules out there, and this is driver ability. Who will hold onto the throttle the longest into the turns, who will drive the best out there, and that'll be your overall winner, I guarantee you, because most of them pretty well evenly match there with some fresh plants underneath. And again, number 11, the big T, Tony Lobbin. From right down the road, he is your leader. And again, a good local race out here. I'm sure these guys race together week in and week out up here in the great Northwest. In fact, we're right into the middle of just starting Speed Week, Washington Speed Week here, July 4th through 13th, and following up July 13th here, Wiseco, Suzuki, Oates, Bel-Ray, and Powro will sponsor a hare scrambles right here at this beautiful, beautiful park. Coca-Cola, of course, Coyote putting it on, and you can't ask for better promotion than from Doug Richards and Merle and the fine crew he has up here in Washington to put this Speed Week together, July 4th through 13th. And here's again Stock Odysseys. Third place coming right back at the second place driver at this point. In fact, they're wheel to wheel. Tony Lobbin still is your leader. 234, Todd Mayer. He's the guy that's got some company, the man they call Bruce Calder from Olympia. And not only is Tony a great driver, he is a great patriot. American flag waving proudly above his Odyssey. He loves this country. We celebrate 4th of July. 4th of July weekend here, the birth of our nation. 210 years old. That there is one of, I believe, that's High Times Odyssey on the front of that good-looking machine. Todd still right there in second position. He's got some company in third. Number 11, the big T, Tony out there, looking very good. This track has got to shake their bones all over their body out there. Taking a brutal punishment, but nobody giving an inch. Everybody driving as hard as they possibly can out there. Stock Odysseys again. Tony Lobbin, your leader. 234, Todd Mayer, Bruce Calder in for third. They're second and third. And again, all from right around here. Buckley, Olympia, and Puyallup, Washington. Sorry about that. .60cc modified in the three-wheel division. ATVs will be up next for their main event. Some great modified motors in this one. This will be very interesting here, and some great names, some great riders. But right now, again, we're back in the Stock Odysseys, and no one has come close to him at this point. Number 11, Tony Lobbin, who took the lead away from Todd Mayer in the first lap. You see how rough the track is in that turn there. For the Odysseys, they got that fourth wheel down there. And again, there's no suspension on these things. Man, it's just the wheel is bolted to the chassis. And number 32 on the inside comes up on Todd as they battle for second and third. They're coming down right in front. They're going to give you some kind of show now. Here we go. Number 32, Bruce Calder from Olympia, Washington. There you go. Wow, he's all over that track. They're bumping and shoving now. You know they're going just as fast as they can out there in them stock unsuspended Odysseys. This is a test of endurance out there. Who can hang on the longest? Now Todd Mayer, now he's on the gas, and he is really moving up on second place at this point. He lost it no more than 30 seconds ago, and I don't think he wanted to lose second place. I think he was in the hunt for your leader, Tony Lobbin, at that point. But again, he had a little surprise coming up. Number 32, Bruce Calder, he just really punched it and come up right next to him and just literally stole second place away from him. the man, Tony Laban. He's still waving that American flag proudly above him. Wow, he just, I love it, Tony. Great jump off that here. That's really tough on those unsuspended Odysseys out there. Again, back to second and third. That's what's going to happen at this point. Has a lot of ground between first and second at this point. And Calder and Mayer are the two that are really going at each other. 32, Calder from Olympia, is in second still. I turned my head and I missed it. We got two of them rolling over there. I must have been sleeping. That is Mayer and Calder to a rollover. Actually, I believe it's number 32 that is over. 234 moving around at this point. We'll get them fired back up. And all the meanwhile, Tony Laban has pulled away a tremendous lead. They can't get Bruce fired back up at this point, and they are trying desperately to get him going. And that gives 234 Todd Mayer a heck of a lead for second. Here he comes. They got to fire back out. Calder back into the program. Bone jarring right for sure. Bruce has not quit. He is not giving up. Look at, he's got that thing just as fast as it will grow. He knows he's in a far third place, but he is not going to quit. Great sportsmanship happening out here at Thurston Off-Road Park here today. The site of ATVA round number 4, sponsored by Honda. One more time around. Tony Laban from Washington, right down the road from Bayou up. .234. Todd Mayer, who was involved in that two-car pile-up over in the back turn with Bruce Calder. But again, that's one great thing about these Odysseys. You roll them, they put you upright, put them tires where they're supposed to be, and you just take off. All he has to do now is just finish one more lap, keep it intact, make sure the motor does not break. He keeps some tires on the ground, and Tony Lobbins going to have him a good win here tonight at the Odyssey Stock main event here, the ATVA Grand National. But again, a lot can happen in about a mile, which is what this track is, a mile and a half, a little over a mile. I got to say that Todd Meyer now, the 234, the Odyssey in front of you, the white one, Todd Meyer has made up considerable ground between first and second. There's a lot between them still, but again, as they got involved in two-car pileup, it slowed them down considerably. Meyer from Buckley, Washington. He is driving awfully hard. And again, he's made up some ground between first and second. Again, look at him. He's spinning the tires, locking them up with that great method of his, but it's not quite enough, ladies and gentlemen. Number 11 from down the street, Stock Odyssey winner, Tony Lobbin. There he is, American flag waving proudly. He's got a big smile on his face. And in 234 again, Todd Meyer in for second, and that leaves number 32, Bruce Calder. We're here revved up at the line. They're going to let it go. 60cc modifieds, and here we go with the main event number 4. You have got some trick machines out there this afternoon. Jerry Clark, Sean McClements, Lance Grimmett, Don Plunk, Dan Johnson, Jason Grill, Michael Deck II, Richie Berry, Cecil Phillips, Cecil Boot Phillips, and Carl Schenk. Schenk from Sumner, Washington. Phillips from Alexander, Louisiana. Berry from Vista, California. Deck from Florida. Jason Grill from Sumner, Washington. Olympia, Washington is Dan Johnson's hometown. Plunk from Louisiana. Lance Grimmett from San Marcos, California. Sean McClements from Tigard, Oregon. And Jerry Clark from Duval, Washington. Good tight pack in there for 5th, 6th, and 7th. You'll see a lot of Kawasaki's in this one. In second place, Richie Berry from Vista, California, sponsored by Berry's Plumbing. Your leader, Michael Deck II. Jamming on the gas, not giving an inch, and here they coming down in front of you. Holy moly, we got a race happening. 3rd and 4th, 5th, in fact, 4 of them looking for 3rd place at this point, and the 7th and 8th place are not far behind. This one can go to anybody. It's main event time. This is the time to do it. In the heats, they rode hard, so they knew they had a main event, and this is the time. Check out Paired Off, looking for 6th and 7th out there. A great company out there, 4 or 5 riders together. Number 19 just blowing this track apart out there. Michael Deck II from Winter Haven, Florida. He's aboard the Kawasaki. And in second place, Richie Berry, who started his national. Whoa, Berry off the track. Richie Berry is off the track, and here comes a host of riders trying to get around him. He's trying to pull up. In fact, he's got to get it started. He gets it started, but Berry has got his work cut out for him to do this afternoon. He dropped about 5 positions. And you're going to see more of that from Berry. He's a tough competitor, and he knows what he's got to do. And look at 2nd and 3rd now. We got to change up on that. Back to 2nd and 3rd, and here we go. They're dicing up, and again, now 4th, 5th, and 6th, and 7th is still together. Second and third. You're not going to get them much closer than that. You don't blink your eyes on the track because you want to get past out there. The great likes of Clark, McClements, Grimmett, Don Plunk, Dan Johnson, Jason Grill, and of course your leader out there, Mike Deck, Rich Berry. And Berry's going to be riding the race of his life this afternoon right in front of you, ladies and gentlemen. He was in second place. He was in a good position to get up on deck. And then he had the trouble over the big table, or the big jump in front here, and he dropped back 5 positions. Number 34, Sean McClements from Tigard, Oregon in that 2-3 battle. And Cecil Booth Phillips Jr. from Alexander, Louisiana. He's in that tight pack also. And I have to imagine Lance Grimmett, he's in the thick of things out there also. Good situation happening now. Second, third, and fourth as the trio work each other over for second. Oh, inside move by the third place rider. He flew around to make his bid for second place. And back into fourth and fifth, they're riding hard and they're riding together and they're trying to get around each other. Deck from Florida, he's out there in front, and it's going to be hard to catch him. He's riding pressure-free. He's riding his kind of race. Nobody around him. He is aware of it this time. He's got some company, though, coming, making a lot of ground very, very quickly. Again, 3 riders out there. The greatest in the nation here in front of you here at AATVA Grand National, sponsored by Honda. And Michael Deck II, he is leading them all. Cecil Booth Phillips, he's in the second position at this point. Number 34 in third, Sean McClement. Number 8 in fourth, Richie Berry. Phillips and Berry, they're the ones that paired up for third and fourth at this point. Sean McClement from Tigard, Oregon. He's by himself in second. Berry trying it on the outside, going to power slide around him, and he does. Richie Berry now in the third place, sponsored by Berry Plumbing. Then we fall back into the 5th and 6th battle out there. These guys have been paired up for 3 laps, and nobody giving an inch at this point. Nobody is letting off the throttle. They're riding this as hard as the little ATVs will let them go. Number 55 is one of the riders out there, dicing it out for 4th and 5th. That's Lance Grummet. Lance Grummet from San Marcos, California, sponsored by Accessory Plus, Klim Research, Hallman Racing, and Simpson. And flashing right by me, number 7, Jerry Clark from Duval, Washington. Still no change on your leader at this point. Michael Deck II from Winter Haven, Florida, making that long drive with his really good family, great family out there. But right now, Cecil Boot Phillips Jr. and, again, Richie Berry is the 2nd and 3rd at this point, and this could go any which way. And that's the way it'll come down. Michael Deck II, your winner here in the 60cc modified main event. Race number 5, the 75cc and 85cc main event. In today's main event, number 49 from Valley Center, California, Mr. Travis Hollins. And number 32 from Vista, California, she's working for Barry Plumbing also, Kristen Berry. Number 78C from Valley Center, California, a hot rider, Mike Ames. Number 74, Chuck Bright, he's from Duval, Washington, and from Shelton, Washington, Corey York. There's your 5, and again, the 75cc class, it'll be Bright and York running together, and I believe they'll score those separately. They put them together to make the class with the 3 85cc riders. Again, these are the modified motors. Nothing stock out there this afternoon. 3rd and 4th, there's paired off. There's a tight battle going on. Your leader always pulled away nicely, 15 feet. In between 1st and 2nd place, 78C Mike Ames. Number 49, Travis Hollins. Hollins does quite well in the Grand National Circuit. And again, same thing with Mike Ames. We see him travel the country with us. Kristen Berry, that's our little lady out there in 3rd place on that modified machine. And number 5, W, is Corey York, giving Berry a run for her money. Boy, I tell you, if we could, we put grandstands throughout the infield so you can get the full impact of what these riders are doing out here on the infield. You can see the faces, the intense, the competition level is high at their peak here this afternoon in Washington, and they're riding awfully hard. Now they get to the back 40 as they get a little distance. You can hardly see what they are doing out there except riding, of course, very, very fast. But again, the competition level is increased. The main events are so much different than the qualifiers, because this is where we hand out the points, contingencies, the awards, and especially in these classes, moms and dads are looking on, their family, and these are just the people that have started in the last 2-3 years, and the youngsters of the ATVA series. And it goes to show you this sport will prosper. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Back to 3rd and 4th. Again, that is Corey York on a 75cc motor coming up with Kristen Berry aboard the 85cc. Berry sponsored by Berry's Plumbing. Mike Ames from Valley Center in for your lead. And, of course, number 49, Mr. Travis Hollins from Valley Center. They probably play around together until it gets to race time. And then they go to win. There's only one thing on these guys' mind and the ladies' mind, to win. Look at 3rd and 4th. You're not going to get them much tighter than that, folks. Berry is running a race of her life out there. Corey York, now he's doing really well, too. You can't take nothing from him. He is 10 cc's down from Kristen Berry, the little lady out there from Vista, California, sponsored by Berry's Plumbing. Mike Ames, he's blowing away out there. And here comes Travis Hollins now around the townhouse turn here. But back to 3rd and 4th, Berry and Corey York. Corey is jamming. Look at Corey on the inside. Barry shuts the door on him, and they're wheel to wheel again. Kristen Barry, the lady from Vista, California, sponsored by Barry Plumbing. And this Superman out there, Corey York from Sheldon, Washington. Man, some kind of racing going on here in the great Northwest. Woo! Beautiful, beautiful scenery. Mike Ames going across the front of the grandstands at this point. Again, riding pressure-free. But he knows, again, he's seen the competition. He saw him at the gates. Uh-oh, Kristen Berry, she's in trouble. Corey York takes over third place. Berry off the track. She hung on to the three-wheeler, and that's a feat in its own right off that high side berm there. But now she has lost a lot of ground on York. And York, the 75cc leader at this point. Again, we have the 85cc modifieds and the 75cc's out there with Chuck Bright from Duval, Washington. There he is on the S's, sponsored by Alice's Restaurant, or Elisa's Restaurant. Elisa's Restaurant. Some of the neatest equipment out here are the modified 65, the 75, and the 85cc modified motors. A lot of neat things happen underneath these guys' seats. A lot of money, a lot of trick racing parts. And as number 32 runs around, a lady, Kristen Berry. She's definitely got her work cut out for her now. And as we run the two classes, again, she's running currently third in the 85cc program. Mike Games again. 78C, sponsored by Accessories Plus, Clem Scott, Maxima Oil, O'Neill, and Daco Racing Gas. And we're all ready to the final lap for these hot little dudes and little ladies out there this afternoon. At least for Mike Gaines, hangs on nice to it greatly. And to do that with Travis Hollins behind you. Travis Hollins, again with the likes of Barry, Chuck Bright, and Corey York again. I've never seen this man ride. I am impressed. Cook and Corey York, thank you, Richard. But again, Mike Gaines and Travis Hollins, they travel the circuit, and they do a lot of racing, a whole lot of racing throughout the years, and last year for that matter. And for Mike Ames to do this, or Travis Hollins, he really must be on the gas. Barry gets her final lap here. Kristen Berry from Barry Plumbing. Now Kristen, she stalled, the motor is stalled right in front of the stand. She gets it back together, but that really does hurt her chances to get around Corey York from Sheldon, Washington. Woo, what a rider out there. Again, number 74. He's currently second in the 75cc class. And again, he's fifth right now as we combine the group here this afternoon. Chuck Bright from Duval, Washington, sponsored by Elisa's Restaurant. He's aboard the 75cc motor. There's my man now, number 74, Chucky Bright. He had it dialed in. No doubt about it in my mind. He's going to stand up. Things working his way. He knows the race is over, and he's got some valuable first place points. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. 78C, Mike Gaines from Accessory Plus, Clem Research, Scott, Maxima Oil, O'Neill, Daco Racing Gas. And number 49, here he is now. And he'll be second place in the 85cc main event here, the ATVA Grand National, sponsored by a lot of fine people, including Honda, will be Travis Hollins. And Hollins coming out of the Valley Center, California area. Don't settle on an imitation when you can buy the original. Insist on genuine Honda parts, and you can find them at your Honda dealer. Whoa, what do we got out there now? I gotta believe those are Odysseys, and I do believe this was one heck of a heat, and it was. We're looking at Odyssey Stock 1B. We got Gary Glazer, Scott Merle, Tony Lobbin, Tony back out there in the program, and Danny Nichols from Tacoma. And there's a couple guys out there. Was 101, I believe, Tony Lobbin. And we'll get some numbers for you. They put on a heck of a program out there. They really were moving some dirt around out there in the back 40 when I was out there watching the races from the pavilion. Again, this is the Stock 1B, the 350 class. Some heavy-duty CCs out there this afternoon. He's got to be the man from High Point Odyssey. He got that American flag proudly waving. There's his cohort out there, his buddy, his partner, but they're going to race to win out here. And these guys slam. That's 101, Tony Lobbin, and number 4, Gary Glazer. And then for number 55 from San Jose, California, that's Big Bad Scott Merle and that good-looking Odyssey of his. But here comes two radical racers. No doubt, these guys, they love it. They're jumping out there, full on the gas. Number 101 and number 4. Number 4, wow, Rooster Tellity rolls over. Wow, he's back on the wheels. And he gets started when he does. He doesn't lose a spot. Can you believe that, folks? Man. He was shake, rattle, and roll, and I don't think he lost more than 10 feet after the whole accident. All the meanwhile, number 101, Tony Lobbin, he's going to try to win it 2 times in a row here this afternoon. He's got his buddy out there. Number 4, Gary Rollover Glazer, flying over the jumps. Holy moly. I think he wants to destroy that Odyssey, or he wants to win. I would take B on that. I think he wants to win. And again, first and second, they're pitted together. They're from High Times Odyssey and a lot of great sponsors. And I wish High Time Odyssey Rentals, thank you, chart, read the chart. But anyway, these guys, they fit together, and they rip the place apart in their heat. They're doing the same thing. Back in third from San Jose, California, Scott Merle. And then number 601 from Tacoma, another local boy out there. He had a little bit of trouble there off the track, gets back into the program, and he's doing some high flying of his own, Mr. Danny Nichols. One of the first or second, and either Gary or Tony broke one of the front suspension in his heat. He had to lay it off and not finish the first heat. So he had the worst lane position he could have. 101. Again, Tony Lobbin. Tony, baby, I'm impressed. And then number 4, Gary Glazer, the flying ace out there. He's from Ording, Washington. He's sponsored by High Times Odyssey. Whoa, Gary, get it back on the track. Gary, you got some company. Here comes Merle coming on the inside, and he hangs on to it. This puts your leader way out there in front. And now, number 4, Gary Glazer from Ording, Washington, has got some company knocking on the door saying, let me through, baby. I want to get around you. Merle, and here comes 601 right there in the now the 4th position. And we're going to have, nobody get up. Here comes Merle on the inside. He's going to take away second. Is he going to take it away? They're wheel to wheel. Here we go in the triples. The roughest part for Odyssey. And number 4, Glazer, he's in trouble. The flying ace, he's on the infield. Number 55, Merle, will be in for second place. And 601 from Tacoma, Washington, makes his bid for third. Danny Nichols. And number 4, Gary Glazer from Ording, Washington, the flying ace. It looks like he's done for the day. Another rod, the front suspension again bent. And he's going to try to get into the program here, folks. He's not quitting. Can you believe this? He is not quitting. He's beating the front suspension with some device up there. He wants to get back into the race program. This is great stuff. Great competition. Well, Tony Lobbin, again, still your leader, and I do believe he's sponsored by High Times Odyssey Rental also. Gary's out of the main event. Let's give Gary a big hand, folks. Was he giving you a show or what? That was incredible. Front suspension problem again, and he's ejected because he can't finish the main event. That was good. But all the meanwhile, back into the first, second, and third now. Again, Scott Merle and Danny Nichols. Those are the two for second and third. Merle in the second position. He's from San Jose. He travels the circuit throughout the year. He's at every race just about. Missed him in Porterville, though. I didn't see him in Porterville. And the fine man there from Tacoma, right there, and he's not giving an inch there. Danny Nichols is still right with Scott Merle. That'll be a heavy contest there going to the checker flag on that one. Tony Lobbin, first place at this point. And he's selling this Odyssey. And all I got to say is you better check it before. Got Gary Glasser up here in the tower. Gary, what happened?
Well, I got a little too high off the main jump there. I called Mount Rainier. Landed way too hard, bottomed the tie rod out, started losing control. Tie rod got worse because I went over the edge, bent it even more, and I couldn't control the machine.
Now, where's your backup car?
Tony Lobin, he's got the backup car. It's a Glasser prepared flat tracker, but we put motocross stuff on it for today. We're not motocrossers, we flat track, but we're showing them how to do it.
Well, I tell you what, you gave the crowd a run for its money. The flying ace, Gary Glasser here. I hate to see you up here in the tower during the main event, but again, I'm sure we'll see you again. Thanks, Gary.
Not on motocross.
Ladies and gentlemen, Gary Glasser. Well, there's the backup machine of Gary Glasser. Tony Logan is in it. And again, they're flat trackers, as Gary was telling you, but Tony's not doing such a bad job here on the motocross track, as he calls it. And again, Scott Merle and Danny Nichols there for second and third. These are stock on 1B, slightly modified, I imagine. Whoa! Danny, baby! Hang on to it. Dan Nichols rolls it over into the sharp 180 out there, and of course the flagman will get to him right now and roll him right over. And this puts number 55, Scott Merle from San Jose, California, well into second place. Nichols back into the program again. He's from Tacoma, Washington. That's the one great thing about, there's several great things about the Odyssey. This is one of them right here. You can roll it, you can get back into the race. Not too much will break on a simple roll over. I liked it. What about you? That was great. Danny's not done for the day. There's no doubt. He's not done for the day at all. Here, a beautiful afternoon here in the Thurston Off-Road Park. Round number 4 of the ATVA series, sponsored by a lot of great people, including American Honda, Bel-Ray, Oates, Simpson, Powro, and of course, part of the contingencies, Mauritius Helmets and Paulson's of Lacey. Those are a couple here, the local sponsors that are helping putting this thing together. Brought to you by Coyote Racing and their fine crew. Tonight at 7:30, they'll be handing out the awards and contingencies, and there'll be another dance this evening. Hang around. Last night it was wild. They had a great time up here. Unfortunately, we stayed in the hotel like dummies, and so we missed a heck of a game. We'll be sticking around this evening to give away the awards, contingencies, and a great dance again this evening at 7:30 right here at Thurston Off-Road Park. Don't go away. And again tomorrow, as Tony Lobin just clears that without fail, made it look easy. Tomorrow, practice starts at 8 o'clock in the morning. Come and get your seat early, bring some friends. You're going to really enjoy tomorrow's Pro AATVA Grand National. And they're all going to be here. Jimmy White was in the, most of them took practice this morning. Jimmy White, of course, here. Marty Hart, Stevie Wright, they're both here. Sean Finley's here. Donnie Luce will be here from the Kawasaki support teams. Howrow, Ron Fields, and Mickey Dunlap are here. Curtis Sparks is here, and that'll be a great main event with Curtis Sparks, Mickey Dunlap, and Ron Fields. Mickey Dunlap getting first place, in Texas, and with Ron Fields in second, Curtis Sparks third. Curtis won the Porterville Grand National in the 204s. But today we got a lot more good and great racing out here this afternoon as we're in the fifth main event. Coming up next will be the Masters, three-wheel Masters. By this point, I'm sure the riders, they are wearing down. Their endurance level is quite low at this point. And it is going to be a test of strength to see if Tony Loban can hang on to this win that he really has earned. Scott Merle, again, in the second, and Danny Nichols from Tacoma, Washington, in for third. Tony Loban from Washington. He's going to get the white flag. He's got to hang on to it one more time. He's got a lot, again, a whole lot of space in between first and second. It's actually second and third that would be the closest of the two if anyone was getting into a real horse race at this point. But Tony saw what happened to his teammate and comrade out there. So I just imagine he's maybe checking the motor, he's listening to little sounds, and I'm sure he's going to cruise over here and not give it everything he can and try to make it around. Again, he has a substantial lead. He earned that lead. I mean, he just fought for it. He drove hard for it. And it was all him and Gary Glasser from Ordine, Washington, from High Times Odyssey Reynolds. So in fact, Tony Loban again in the backup car of Gary from High Times Odyssey Reynolds. Until the flying ace could not fly no longer. And of course, Scott Merle from San Jose, California, Danny Nichols. Again, Danny had to roll over there in front of the grandstands, and there was a lot of space in between second and third, but not anymore. Again, there was a great deal of space, don't get me wrong, but the space was much larger. It goes to show you that Danny Nichols is definitely driving the fastest he can go, the hardest he can go. He's from Tacoma, right up the street, Tacoma, Washington. Home of Pay Dirt 85. One of the ATV Grand National, the first one last year, as a matter of fact. That's a good way to kick it up here in the great Northwest. There he goes, folks. Here he comes. Show you what. Tell him how you felt about the race. Tony Loban from Washington. He gets a checker flag. And I bet he's glad this one over. From San Jose, California, Scott Murrow in for second place. And in third, Logo Boy, he is flaming out there. Danny. Turn it over to Rick, and he'll tell you what's happening now with the Masters.
Hey, Sully, good job, bud. Thank you. Oh, it is a pleasure to get a break from time to time. We are into the main events, race number 7, midway through the second half of today's program. The finals and all the mains for the local amateur racers. Good bunch of them at that. And those Odysseys, Gary Glasser up here telling a little bit about the flat tracking. That is a true fact. They really tear up equipment, and those guys have got a ton of money and a lot of preparations and some neat sponsors behind them. Our compliments to them, because the Odyssey boys put on a fun show. And to a lot of them, it's a cost expense that numbers a lot of hundreds of dollars to keep those things running and together. So thanks, guys. Fun show. There's more Odysseys still in the program, though. Mark McGee leads the field of over-the-hill gang racers in this one. McGee is number 628. But he's not the leader. Number 94 is Mike Worthington out of Raymond, Washington. Worthington won the heat qualifier. And he comes up 1 and 2 in the first lap around. The guy behind him with the beard. Got a young one going, hey, where's the track? Can you do that? Can you miss the finish line jump? Scotty Youngren, the operations manager of Sierra Motorcycle, Motocross Accessories Division in the Northwest. He rides the Tri-Z Yamaha, one of only 2 in this race. His teammate, quite a ways back, is Phil Herman, number 488. And behind Herman, looking a little tired, is the Tiger racer, Dean Frankenhauser from Kent, Washington, number 59. Track's getting a little tougher, too. We just ground down to the bedrock. In many places, we'll probably water it, perhaps one more time as the day goes on. Good field of Masters. Number 54 is Dwayne Gerken from Aurora, Colorado. Now, he was 3rd on his Honda in the first moto earlier in the program. Gary Loomis out of Kent, Washington. He had some problems. It looks like he scored a DNF. And Dave Sutton Jr. did well in the first round, as did Mark McCalla. And the Master, Mark McGee, was 5th, first round out. Second lap, number 2 moto, and it's the main event. Mike Worthington from Raymond, Washington leads. Only yards ahead of Scotty Youngren from Edmonds. Honda leads the Yamaha, leads the Honda. Oh, hey, there's Mark McGee up into the number 3 spot. McGee wearing blue in the red Honda. He's lost his number plate. Dave Markham moves up ahead of McGee, and the 5th place positioned rider on the lap is Dwayne Gerken from Aurora, Colorado. Number 6, the Tecate Monte 5. Dean Frankenhauser is number 7. Mark McCalla, number 8. And number 9, 9 racers still running in the second moto. Phil Herman, the other Yamaha racer out of Edmonds, Washington. Herman, number 488.